So Kanye West becomes a billionaire, has a little too much to drink, and had to take a piss. Am I missing something? Am I missing something? You know what time it is. Los Angeles.
Yeah. Everybody's a motherfucking boss. This shit is a joke.
If you wanna be a boss, then you have to pay the cost.
Niggas talking about big bosses. You ain't even a man.
If you wanna be a boss, then you have to pay the cost. If you wanna be a boss, then you have to pay the cost. I hear you wanna be a boss. This is Los Angeles.
Good evening, and welcome to the latest edition of Los Angeles, the show that offers real talk for real adults on the latest in contemporary hip-hop, news, culture, and entertainment. I'm your host, Curtis Flo, coming to you live from Los Angeles, California, that is. And on today's show, we'll be discussing Kanye West takes a piss on his Grammys and demands ownership of his masters. Meg Thee Stallion and Torey Lanez continue to play the blame game. And last but not least, isn't it sad what's happened to DJ Vlad? All that and more on today's episode of Los Angeles. But first, we begin with
Paparazzi.
what's good, Hollywood? You okay? You alright? You sure? Because this Cuties film on Netflix is some sick shh. Come on, man. What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? You know, see, being here in Hollywood sometimes, you know, you see things you don't want to see, all right? All right? And this Cuties film is one of those things that I don't want to see. Don't have no interest in it whatsoever. The over-sexualization of young girls is ridiculous. If you've had a chance to actually watch this movie, it's worse than they actually are talking about. It's much, much worse. For documentary purposes, I had to watch it so I could come to talk to you guys, right? Let me just say, if you have young daughters or little girls, you should be absolutely livid right now watching this movie. It is ridiculous the way they're putting and portraying these young girls in this movie. With the booty shaking, there's parts where they're actually almost touching themselves. So I don't. You okay? Are you okay, Hollywood? Nah, you guys are sick in the head. That's what's going on. Seriously. I understand. I think it's a French film or something like that. So, is this what the French do? Oh, is this what you guys do? You play with your little girls, huh? Is that what you guys do? You like that? Well, that shit doesn't fly here in America. We don't do that. And I like to give a round of applause. Yes, to a grand jury in Texas, of all places. It's just the good old boys. You know, Texas. A Texas grand jury has brought charges against Netflix over this Cuties film. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. We can't allow this. We can't allow it. They're trying to pass it off as art. If you watch this film, art does not come to mind. Not in any way, shape, or form. So, you know, this culture, this American culture is already over-sexualized as it is. Do we have to start with the 9, 10, and 11-year-olds, people? Really? Really? And quite honestly, I don't know about you guys. When you watch the movie, it's almost like they're making it for the pedos. It's almost like they made this movie to cater to them, and they thought they could just slide it in under the table and we wouldn't notice. You know what, America? I am very proud of you. I haven't seen America this unified on a topic. I mean, left side of the fence, right side of the fence, centrist, liberals, libertarians, excuse me. Everyone's on accord. Everyone's on the same accord where this Cuties film is concerned. It's disgusting. It should never have been released. And who are you making it for, Hollywood? Who did you make this movie for? What? Now, I would have loved to have been in the meeting at Netflix when they said, okay, what's the next batch of movies we have coming up for the next quarter? Oh yeah, this is Cuties. Oh yeah. What's it about? Oh, it's about the coming of age of little girls and they're discovering their bodies and sexuality. How old are the girls? We've casted girls that are 11, 9 to 11. What? If you get your up out of my office, I swear to. Right? Where was that? That did not happen in Hollywood. That did not happen. What happened, Hollywood? What happened? And in other LA news, Hollywood news, excuse me, our Hollywood teams are doing amazing right now. Okay, Kershaw just struck out 13 people to advance our team to the NLDS. Do you know what's going on, people? Like, the Dodgers may have an opportunity to actually get back to the dance and win it this time. The 1988 curse is plaguing us. It's been plaguing us. I can't shake it. Kershaw can't shake it. The team can't shake it, but we're getting close to being able to shake it. I mean, this is some really, really, really good news going on in Hollywood. So for all of my sports fans out there, keep your fingers crossed. West Side, for my Dodgers, they have a great opportunity. Great opportunity. I don't want to speak too much because I don't want to jinx them. There's some very superstitious things going on around here in Hollywood, and I don't want to talk about them until they're in the World Series. So I'll just jump in and jump out where that's concerned. And on the last note here for our lovely, lovely people. And last but not least, I'd like to give another shout out to, nope, not going to give it to LeBron this time. He played terribly. But to the Lakers as a whole. Honestly, KCP, I mean, the game was last night. Watched the game. Wow. I thought something was going to happen with Dwight Howard. And then they were attacking Dwight Howard. So, very good move on Coach Vogel's part. He actually took Dwight Howard out of the game because he actually saw that Jimmy Butler and the rest of the Heat were actually seeking out Dwight Howard to get him into foul trouble. So, that was an excellent job of coaching. Excellent job of coaching, Frank Vogel. And I'm going to give you a round of applause. I'm going to give you a round of applause because I think you won that game. You and KCP of all... I can't believe I got to give KCP some cred, but I do. Good job, KCP. And great job, Lakers. We have one more game, people. One more game until we can get back to finishing the finals and getting this ring for Kobe Bryant. This is the Kobe Bryant ring. This is the Kobe Bryant finals. This is the Kobe Bryant team. We need to win this for Kobe. My man, they're almost there. They're almost there, Kobe. Hold tight, and we'll see what happens. Tomorrow, I think, is game 5, and I don't want to get too excited, but they should just come in, take care of business, and finish this thing up, and we'll be off to a nice little parade here in Hollywood.
Shit. Don't you know the difference when you listening to a prophet? Oracle prescribed shit, California vibe shit. Fire up the switch, take a listen while you drive shit. Parallel park.
Kanye West pisses on his Grammy and demands ownership of his masters. Well, and he's demanding ownership of his masters. And furthermore, he needs to see paperwork on everybody in the industry. He needs those contracts ASAP. Sorry. Oh, Kanye. I'm a little impartial to Kanye. I have to admit, I'm a little biased, guys, because from one producer to another, the boy is extremely talented as a producer. I just love his work. It's exciting. Fresh, innovative, new every single time. Love that about the man as a producer. So giving him his props as a producer. Now, he loses me sometimes because the inconsistency with Kanye. That's the only problem I have with it. 1 minute he's running off doing this, and he's a newborn Christian now all of a sudden, and he's screaming Christian. I'm a Christian, making videos, promoting his newfound Christianity. That's all That's all great. I'm glad that you found Christ. However, if you found Christ, Kanye, why are you mentioning Yeshua in your raps? The true and living God, Yeshua. So that means if you know of the true and living God and his name, Yeshua, you wouldn't be a Christian. So, contradiction. He's full of those contradictions. But they do say he's bipolar. They do say he has to take meds. I'm not sure about that, but that's what they say. So if he has to take meds, then that would explain a lot of his behavior. But like I said, I'm impartial to Kanye for many reasons, not just the production value. This man has never been the same since he lost his mother. And I can relate. When you lose the love of your life that way, I don't think you ever get back to normal, as you know, so to speak. So him pissing on his Grammys, you know, he's growing as a man. Obviously, you know, this is adult contemporary hip hop, so we always look at it from, you know, from the college dropout years to what he becomes. He's grown tremendously, and he's expanded himself in many different areas and industries. So he's increased his voice to make it louder. He's amplified his voice louder than it's ever been. And now that he's a billionaire, I guess he decides that you know, I got enough money, and now I can piss off. So he pisses on his Grammy in a display of disgust to show the industry and how the industry is just pissing on artists. So I get the symbolism. The symbolism is very strong, very powerful symbolism. So yeah, do believe he pulled that Grammy out of the toilet and wiped it off and cleaned it back and put it back on the show. You better believe that. So hey, Kanye, man, keep doing your thing, bro. I hope everything works out for you. I hope you get your masters. You should deserve your masters. To all you young independent artists out there coming up, we here at Los Angeles Entertainment have been independent, fiercely independent, for well over 15 years. It's the better route. It's the better route. If you want creative control, if you want to be able to control what you say and put out to the people, then you need to own your masters. It's as simple as that. We all know the industry has been hijacked by the powers that be, and now they have the school to prison pipeline. Basically, that's it. You know, hip hop is very powerful. They figured this out a long time ago, that hip hop was very powerful. Now it's been turned around and weaponized against us. So if you choose not to be a part of that weaponization, then go the independent route. Have an independent voice. Speak independently. And be an independent black media company, an independent black media or production company or film studio. But own your masters and keep your voice free and clear of all the shenanigans that the industry actually does. That's one of the things that really pisses me off all the time. You know, everyone's always blaming their problems on hip hop this, hip hop that, hip hop in black society, hip hop. Come on, like you don't see the actual school to prison pipeline. Like you know, back in the day, you could see where they made this switch. They made the switch where it says NWA and gangster rap came in. That's not really it. Just before that, I think it was 1988, 89, there was an explosion in black cultural hip hop with, you know, the Tribe Called Quest, My Buddy, the Queen Latifahs, that whole area. This black consciousness was rising. X-Clan, oh yeah, perfect. A perfect example is X-Clan. X-Clan was rising, and black people were taking off their gold chains and starting to put on African pendants and medallions and Afrocentricity. Excuse me. And being Afrocentric was the way to go. So the entire culture has started to shift towards being Afrocentric. And if we got to X-Clan, there was only one place for us to go. X-Clan took us to Africa. Africa was going to take us to Egypt. We were going to get there eventually. So they came in, boom, and gangster rap, and they started promoting gangster rap, and now hip hop has only become violence, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. So, Kanye, I'm with you. Get your masters, buddy. And on that note, we'll be back. Meg Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez continue to play the blame game. Somebody lying. Somebody's lying. That's all I know. This thing keeps going back and forth, but somebody's lying. That's, I mean, you know, it's interesting because Tory Lanez has been very quiet throughout this whole ordeal. And in my experience in life, let me just tell you, beware of the quiet ones. Yeah, watch out for the quiet ones. They're plotting, they're planning. Yeah, they're up to something, so to speak. So I found it very interesting that this whole time, you know, Meg Thee Stallion has been out front and center, making her claims, been very vocal about it. Lots of people are joining her brigade and getting behind her and supporting her. And the whole time while she's been making all of this noise, Tory Lanez has been awfully quiet. Now, again, I'm impartial. He is from Canada. Shout out. I do have dual citizenship. I love my Canadian. Spent 15 years of my life in Canada. Some of the best times of my life. So I am impartial. Very impartial to Tory Lanez. Because I know how hard it takes to make it as an artist. If you're from Toronto, if you're from Canada, to make it in the US music industry market, oh, so extremely difficult. And congratulations to Torey as well. He's completely independent now, and he just released this new album, Daystar, where he released it independently. And this new album, Daystar, is actually his version of everything that went on that night. Now, can I just say, that man's a genius. Give him his credit, because his first independent project, he used the popularity of this issue to roll it into promoting his very first Daystar album on his independent label. Very, 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 very smart. Very smart. Very smart. I like it. But when it comes to this incident, as far as Meg, did she or did she not get shot? I saw the pictures. I've been shot before, and it was very painful. First and foremost, another story for another day. But the fragments had little pieces of fragments, and it took a while to get all that stuff out. But what I'm trying to say is there was much more damage than what I saw usually done when someone's shot like that. Not denying her claims. I wasn't there. I don't know what would happen. I don't know what went down. But what I do know is the feds haven't brought any charges. If the feds have not brought any charges, that gives me great pause. Why? Because we know how the feds work. We know how they work. They gather their evidence and then they come get you. But they will indict you, or they'll put something out in the press to let you know they're working on it. He's been quiet as kept, and the law has been quiet as kept. What's up with that? If something really, really went down, oh, come on. He's a black man in America, messing with a black female. That would be front page news. Why is it not investigated thoroughly right now at this very moment? So that gives me pause. I did hear the Daystar album. He said a lot of things on there. Like I said, I could be impartial, but I don't know, guys. Somebody lying. But in this situation, I think I put myself in his shoes. If that would have happened to me, how would I act? Now, would I have been coming out to defend myself, rah, 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 or would I know the truth? Know the truth is going to come out, sit back quietly, and be patient and wait for the truth to come out. That's probably the path I would take. So I see a lot of similarities in the path that Tory Lanez has taken. So whose side are you on? What say you? Leave your comments below. I'm leaning one way. I can't say one way or the other, but it would be nice to get to the bottom of this. And again, as far as adult contemporary hip hop is concerned, I hate talking about relationships. This is where we are in hip hop, people, where a relationship, a domestic dispute gone wrong in hip hop is more front page news than the actual music of the culture pushing us forward. So, you know how it goes.
Figure out what they did.
Isn't it
and
sad
you could do it
what's
yourself.
happened to DJ
You know,
Vlad?
it's not.
It's
You
so
know,
sad.
in America and Canada as well.
Sad, man.
You know,
This
the
guy,
possibilities are endless.
he's messy, first of all. We all know DJ Vlad is messy, so don't even go there. But apparently he's got himself into a little hot water now with the community. Black people are calling for boycotting Vlad TV, which I think is... Dude, when Black Twitter gets involved, your ass better be very, very nervous, because Black Twitter will hunt you down, bro. They will find your information, they will get the receipts, and they will bring it to the court of public opinion. Apparently, he got himself into a little hot water. He took a video clip of Minister Farrakhan and manipulated it so that it looked like it said one thing when it didn't really say that. Listen, man, why are you manipulating video, bro? Really? I mean, listen, Vlad. All you had to do is come into the house, take your little corner, sit in your corner, and sit and chill in your corner. Nobody was gonna mess with you. Nope. We let you in the house of hip hop and gave you, go sit down over there, man. Go sit there. You're not a rapper, you're not a producer, you're not a songwriter. Go sit your ass down over there. So you did that at first. Now, I always wonder why artists would go on that platform. I mean, I always thought that was strange. You go on someone's platform, they do interviews, you don't negotiate in a contract to get a fee of set videos, residuals, and that person puts that video up. That video starts to accrue residual income coming in from the monetization of the video, and he gets paid for it. So all these people who've been peeking, I'm not gonna lie, I've seen DJ Vlad videos before. So all these people you see that go on there, they're going on there to promote themselves and give him fresh content. Fresh content. They've been doing this. Now, there's been a lot of artists who didn't go on Vlad. Did you notice that? There's a lot of artists who knew what I knew, I believe. And there's a lot of artists who didn't go there. And there's also a lot of artists who knew he's messy. Messy like the feds, man. Man, dude, he's the police. We all know this. We've been knowing this. DJ Vlad is the police. He works with the police. And why would you go on that show and incriminate yourself in any way, shape, or form? So, I understand the outrage. No. The outrage comes from him trying to be slick and manipulating Farrakhan's video. Now, let me tell you something, Vlad. You should know better. You should know better, bro. Not the minister, man. No, you don't have to be a Muslim. You could be any other denomination or religious faith that you want to be, but not the minister. Let me explain to you why, Vlad, since you don't understand. The minister, for better or for worse, has helped millions of young black men grow and move into becoming adults, in hip-hop especially. I can remember back a couple years ago, well, I guess it wasn't a couple years ago, the Million Man March. I was there. Guys, I can't even begin to tell you the feelings and the joy and emotion that was felt at that Million Man March, the first one. I mean, I think it took us 3 buses and 2 hotels to make it happen, but we made it happen. And I thought it would happen another time in life, in the future, so I didn't take it all in as I should have, but I did take a lot in, and let me tell you, it was one of the most glorious, beautiful days. You know, seeing brothers and just being able to say, what's up, bro, what's up? The love, like, knowing you're not, going to get in any conflicts. It was just, we're all here for the same reason, to represent, not just for the minister, but we were here to represent for black men, to show in solidarity that a million of us could march upon Washington and have our voices heard. So, Vlad, when you're jumping in and trying to manipulate and, use video of Farrakhan to your advantage, it's not going to work out well for you, bro. And me personally, I don't like the guy anyway. He says too many off the wall comments that I just never really rocked with. I believe one of the comments he said was once that black people can't hurt me financially. I'm financially set. Black people can't do anything to me. Really, Vlad? You might want to think about that. If your entire platform ceases to exist, you're going to have to find something else to do. Yeah, you made your $12 to $20 million. Yeah, good for you. Good for you. But what you going to do now? What you going to do now? What you going to do when they come for you? Yeah, man. I think the time has come. I think it's time to say goodbye to Vlad.
Los Angeles.
It's cold out here. Yeah. Only the strong persevere. If you wanna be the boss,